Right, StineItch, Flying Maraudis. We are getting ready for the big story. Okay, so let me explain to you what the story is all about. And tonight is the second night. For those of you that checked it out last night, you'll know that it was kind of like a dry run, but today we got things really better under control, because we're going to tell the story about how I'm getting ready to go to Abu Dhabi for rock climbing, and you're going to learn how a person switched out of being a chess streamer to become a rock climbing video streamer. Okay, just so you know, this is my own concoction of rubbing alcohol, and it works really good. It's not full strength. I water it down to about the consistency of wine or so, and what it does is makes it easier to rub, rub your legs, kind of like a massage. Okay, so as I explained last night, right now we're getting ready to do the exercises. And what we got to do first is get the lymph flowing all around our body. So I've been sitting down translating most of the day, walking around some, but sitting down a lot, so it's time to reactivate the lymph system in the opposite direction. That's why I got one leg completely up, and I'm massaging the other leg to give it dynamic, hydrodynamic pressure, pushing the lymph out of the tissues, back into the veins, and into the central body where it can go all around, and this basically invigorates the body. Okay. As I was talking about last night, we're not going to get tired. I've been translating the whole day, and it's about time to say, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I gotta watch some TV or something. But guess what? This is going to become very invigorating. I'm going to exercise for the next hour or two, getting ready for the rock climbing expedition in Abu Dhabi. And as I do that, I'm going to be giving everybody some tips and pointers, because there are some people who don't need the tips and pointers. They already are exercising very, very well, and they don't need to learn how to do it. But for everybody else, including me, we can always use some tips or pointers, because we're not always that great, exercising correctly. And I think my best tip I can give to you is don't fall into the idea that exercising is going to make you tired, because, we all work, and you got to just put in your mind that it's going to invigorate you. You're going to have more energy after your exercising session than before. So that's the way I approach it. And it always works. I always have more energy after than before. And plus feel a little bit more, a little bit stronger. And I gotta get stronger. I explained last night, right? I'm gonna go to this place called Ras al Khaima. And it's right around near Abu Dhabi. You gotta go to Abu Dhabi. Well, you don't have to go there first, but a lot of people go there first because it's the capital of the Emirates, Dubai is one of the most famous of the cities there, but Abu Dhabi is the capital of the Emirates, and I think it's basically where you should start out if you're going to visit the Emirates. I want to say it's historically the most important place, but right now I mean, it is the capital, so kind of a nice place to start out, and maybe it's a little bit more. Then you can go to some other places, but we're going to go to the desert, right? It's an expedition. And we're going to go to the desert. There's a lot of goats there. And believe it or not, you're going to go along with me. I'm going to take you on the plane. We're going to do the whole story where you get to see how we arrive. How we arrive at the base, what we're going to climb, and then we climb up. And when we climb up, we start so low. We started around sea level, and we climb up 17 pitches, and up there at the top, there's actually goats up above you. The goats go up there and they scavenge for plants and things that grow there. They get some rainfall. There rained really heavily about 2 weeks ago, in fact. There was like some flooding and everything. If you look up on the internet, look up Ras al Khaima. That's RASALKHAIMA. Look for Ras al Khaima or flash floods, and you'll see some pretty cool videos. It doesn't rain there very often, but it does sometimes, and it penetrates, and that's enough for the plants to keep growing. There's not a lot of plants there, but there's enough to maintain the goat population. And they're pretty interesting animals. They're intelligent animals, and they're not very aggressive or anything. We'll see some of those when we go. So, okay, continuing the idea of doing the lymphatic circulation. Again, I've taken my feet down a little bit, doing some abdominals, but not very much. I basically have them up. I'm stretching, right? Stretching out the legs in different directions, getting basically circulation going like in different directions, because your body's going to sense that, okay? Your body's going to sense that your circulation's changing a bit, and that's going to like wake it up, okay? So always begin, you can begin in any way you want. If you're going to use like my system, you got to start like this, okay? Use the modified rubbing alcohol if you want to. It's kind of fun. You kind of push. Okay, I'm pushing all the bottom of my foot. The Japanese have a thing called doin, where they push in certain places. One place is your brain, one place is your liver, another place is your heart. I just basically push everywhere because you want to get all the organs working really good. So it's kind of like the holistic approach to doing. Okay, the Japanese doing technique. Just squeeze everywhere, and also stretch. Look, stretch out your toes in different directions. Always keeping the other leg up, right? You're grabbing one leg and pulling it toward you. Stretching those muscles, but you keep the other leg up so you get the lymph coming out. A lot of people don't understand exactly what lymph is, okay? So I'm going to explain that, because unless you have a good understanding of it, this program doesn't really help you too much. You have to have a notion of why you're doing what you're doing. Everyone knows you have a blood circulation, and what happens is that your heart pushes the blood all around your body, but the blood never comes really close to the cells most of the time, because you've got capillaries. Then outside the capillaries, there's a lot of tissue. There's quite a bit of space at the cellular level between one capillary and the next. So to get out to those cells, there's a clear fluid that moves past all the cells, bringing oxygen, nutrients to the cells. And then the cells take what they need, give back carbon dioxide and waste molecules. They come out of the cells, and then they continue downstream. They end up going into what's called the lymph system, and then through a series of one-way valves back into your veins, where they enter your circulatory, well, lymph is part of the circulatory system too, what we could say, into your, there's a name for that section, the veins and artery part of the system, right? Okay, so shake your legs, get all the lymph out of there, spread them out a little bit. Okay, now squeeze. Squeeze the muscles down, get everything out. Oh, and massage the knees, right? Your knees are very important. And every muscle is important here. Basically just invigorating those. Now, after you got your legs like straight up like that for a little bit, you might feel like this part of your back is just a little bit tight. It might even be like a little bit painful. So just stretch it in the opposite direction. That's what I'm doing now. Like lifting up and pushing it. Because it was like this, and now it's going like in the totally the opposite direction, which makes it feel like really good, relaxes it. Okay, do some curls. Okay, so you've got 208 bones in your body and quite a few more cells, quite a few more muscles than that. And we're going to do every one. We're going to do every muscle in your body, okay, with this workout. Every one. We're not going to miss a single one, okay? We got basically everything in the feet already, but not everything. We still got to do these, right? Okay, so look. Range of motion, right? You got to get down close. Close like this. Bounce a little bit. Okay, and as you do that, bounce on your hands a little bit too. You're going to need that for rock climbing. You got to push your hands down. They got to have flexibility. Okay, every part of your body, we're going to be like cats. Okay, we're going to have flexibility so we can crawl. We can crawl. We can jump. Okay, now here we're just going to do some creative things. A little bit like slow motion breakdancing. Okay, because we got to do every muscle. Oh, we're not going to name them all, we're just going to say, well, this is going to get quite a few of them, and it's hard to really predict what we're going to get, but if we go like this, we're going to get quite a few more, right? And you can go down and up, okay? Just go down and up, just have fun, okay? It's a little bit like being a kid. Imagine yourself, you're 3 years old and you're like learning how to use your body a little bit and having fun. Okay, it's for the muscles and the mind. That's what we're doing. We don't want to like just grind out the muscles in a boring way. We want to have some fun, get the curiosity working, feel your body, okay? And we'll do a little bit of meditation too. Okay, so I'm going to teach how to do that right now. There's different kinds of meditation, and here I'm talking about the Eastern kind of meditation, like they do over in that part of the world where they're really good at meditation. India, China, Japan, those areas. And over the millennia, they've developed a lot of really interesting forms of meditation. And one is called the life scan meditation. And for those of us in this day and age, it's very important, the life scan meditation, because most of us no longer have the traditional lives like we really should still have, because our brains are designed for that. They're designed to function with a traditional life, and suddenly we're immersed in this internet thing, and it's really good to get back to the traditional ways of thinking. So do the life scan meditation. It only takes a few minutes. And what it'll do, it'll make your life longer, okay? Because many people live their life on fast forward, and just the years go by so fast, and like 10 years later they think, well, what did I do those 10 years? It's like 10 years ago I just graduated from college or something, and I'm looking down the road, and what did I do? It all goes so fast. 10, 20 years, even more, can go really fast. So if you want to slow it down, do like I'm going to do right now, okay? I don't normally verbalize this. Normally I do it without verbalization, but now to teach you I need to say what I'm going to think about as I do the life scan. So, look, as I move my feet, I'm going to start moving them in a rhythmical way so I don't have to think about them, right? So I'm going to just move them back and forth, kind of like a mantra. And as I do so, it's kind of like a rhythm. And I'm thinking back to my earliest years, like my earliest memories, how they were. I can remember when I was in school, like elementary school, junior high, high school, college, other years of my life. I get like a kind of a holistic idea, and I also think a little bit about the future. Like, what could the future be? It might not be long at all. We have to always keep in mind that we could not live for much longer. And now I do a little bit more of a scan. I put myself into a larger context, a historical context of the world. Think about the beginning of the earth, the evolution of humans and animals, human history, Western history, and a larger history of people around the world. And then I go into the cosmic level where thinking about the earth, the universe, and then go back a little bit more to my own life. Try to develop this cosmic consciousness, right? And then take a snapshot of yourself. Okay, boom, you're going to remember this. Like this moment, you're going to remember this forever, right? Take the snapshot. And then that's all you do. It's called it's called the life scan meditation technique. And it only takes about 2 minutes, like it did there. Okay, so now without stopping, we're going to just keep going. We did a little bit of the abdomen's muscles, but we got to do a lot more than that. Okay, I don't know if I injured my back a month or two ago. It's still like painful a little bit, so I got to kind of like work up into this. But you know, some people hurt their back, and then they start going to a chiropractor years and years and years, and they say, well, I've got this back problem. I've had it for a couple of months, and it's getting better every day because I just keep getting it stronger and stretching it, gentle stretching, gentle exercises. As it gets stronger, the pain is like going away more and more and more. And it needs to go away because we got this goal. We're going to go. Those of you that have just joined broadcast, we're going to fly Emiratis. We're going to Abu Dhabi. I guess it's that way. Yeah, right over there. And from there we're going to do our expedition. We're going to go to a place called Ras al Khaima. And there's going to be rock climbing there. And I'm not in the first shape right now to do that. Like, it would just be impossible for me to even think about it today. It's going to take concentrated effort, and you're going to see it. That's the storyline here, by the way. Every Twitch channel has a storyline. You got to tell a story. Just so you know about storytelling, all of YouTube, all of Twitch is a story, right? A storyline. Since we were sitting around campfires 70,000 years ago when I started to tell the first stories, everybody just wants to hear them again and again and again. We love to hear stories. And I pushed the storytelling to an extra level, okay? Because like a lot of these storytellers will just like do everything for you. And in this story, you gotta contribute. So do a little chat, be a follower, keep coming back, watch the story develop, play a part, do some of these exercises in your life, right? Become part of the story. Okay, that's what this story is about. You know, you play a part. It's a growing community. You can be part of the community, you can be part of the adventure. We're gonna do this together. You're gonna watch the followers grow, you're gonna watch all the chat roll, like more and more and more. You're gonna help do that, you're gonna be part of it. And when it's all said and done, you're gonna feel also the success of everything, because it's a community, right? We're building a streaming community, which is really a lot of fun. Okay, so we did a lot of the lymph stuff right now, and now we got to do more. I'm going to explain to it right over here on the jumping. Okay, so the jumper is here, and what we got to do is we're going to change our G's. Okay, every time I'm in the air, I'm in 0G, just like an astronaut. Okay, it's 0G. I'm still in a gravitational field, but because I'm being accelerated by it, I'm in a free fall. Even when I'm going up, I'm in free fall. Okay, so every time my feet are not on here, I'm in 0G. And then when my feet are touching, I'm in more than 1G. So I'm oscillating between more than 1 and then all the way down to 0. I never go below 0. It's always more than 1 and then back down to 0. And it keeps oscillating, oscillating, oscillating. There's a reason I'm doing this. It's because, once again, we're dynamically moving all the interstitial fluid in the organs, in the brain, everywhere. We're pumping it, right? Pumping it out to make our cells more vigorous, not just in the muscles, but in the organs and also in the brain. So, if you don't have a jumper like this, you can jump rope, you can move your head up and down using TRX, you can run. I just am really fortunate to have a jumper, so it really helps a lot in terms of getting the lymph moving around. Okay, so without any more ado about that, let's go over here to the TRX. Okay, now the TRX is something to do another part of the body, which is the arms, the thorax, the abdomen, the side, the back, the legs, the hands, the neck, because it supports the head while we're doing it. I mean, you're basically going to do your whole body with this TRX. So, we're going to get the right camera angle here. Let me see how this will work. I got the camera angles a little bit improved from yesterday, but still working on them a little bit. I'll move it over here and see what it looks like. See if we can get a good angle on here, because, okay, so let's see. If I put it right here, I think we'll get like a perfect angle where you can see like in this direction, right? Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. We're going to pull ourselves up, let ourselves back, pull ourselves up, let ourselves back. We don't want to have like a stereotypical position of the head. Move the head back someplace, sometimes move it to the left, move it to the right, then we're avoid having neck injuries or something when we're climbing, because don't want to be stereotypically in a certain way and then suddenly get a kink or something. When we're actually doing something, we have to look in a different direction. So getting everything worked out here. Also in this direction, right? You should be able to feel yourself. Like I feel myself right now, like right in here. Okay, I can feel those abdomen muscles. I can feel also my leg muscles. And like push myself up. Okay, now we're not going to be real stereotypical in any direction. Constantly changing. We're doing the shoulders really good, like I can feel. And that's important. You got to feel a little bit. You don't want to get tired. But you do want to feel like you're working some, because as you work, you're going to be getting your body ready for strenuous activity when you need it, right? Like when we're in Ras al Khaima and we're going up the next pitch, and we're a little bit tired, but we gotta keep going. We're gonna be glad we did this. Really glad we did this. The more we do this, the better chance we have. And that's a story too. That's like the ultimate story that you're gonna see. Okay, so here we're gonna go now in this direction. And I can feel, look, I'm gonna focus down here a little bit more so I can talk about what my legs are doing. I can feel my legs stretching, like this leg down here stretching in the back. And you gotta become aware of all this. Don't think, oh, it's time right now to do my arms and forget about your legs. No. Try to become aware, try to develop a little more awareness. Like right now I'm feeling that left leg and feeling that left foot. So forget about the arms right now because they're kind of doing automatically. Now I'm wiggling the toes. Oh, can't really see that. I'll move this down a little bit more. Wiggling the toes on my right foot. There they are wiggling. Okay, so doing the whole body. Now I can feel the front of my left leg as I switch my position a little bit. Okay, we said we're going to do every muscle in the body, right? So, once again, don't get stereotypical. Move your head different directions, because you're going to need that to prevent neck injuries later. Okay, when you're climbing, you never know what movement you're going to have to do next. So, just do whatever you want to. Like, I wouldn't do 600 of anything. You can injure yourself that way. But whatever presents itself as the next opportunity to exercise a muscle or something, just go ahead and do it. If you feel like, oh, you're going to snap a muscle or pull a tendon or something, well, then just stop. But, you know, use a little bit of creativity, going like in different directions. It's the way to prevent injuries. If you are constantly doing stereotypical exercises according to what your instructor tells you, oh, do it like this so you don't hurt yourself, you're going to get hurt when you actually go out and start using those muscles in something, because you're going to build up a lot of strength in certain directions, you're going to be weak in other directions. So we never do one thing like a million times. We do like every possible thing we can think of, but without repeating. Does that make sense? Okay, so now we're going to turn around the other direction, because we also got to get in this direction, okay? So I'm just going to be pushing, because we were dynamically pulling ourselves. Now we're going to be pushing like this. Okay, and when I do this, I'm also feeling my feet. I'm feeling the backs of my legs. Yeah, I can feel. I'm going to move it over here because it's hard to see exactly. Okay, so now in this direction you can see better maybe what I'm doing. Going to lean in this direction. Okay, and I'm going to just go ahead and feel myself. Look, you see, I can feel all of these muscles like all along the front of the arms, like in different directions. I'm stretching the muscles in the back of this leg as I do this. And I feel a good posture in my core, right? I always feel like a good posture in your core muscles. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing with this side, like stretching up. These are the same motion you're going to make while climbing. So do them here, so that when you do them there, you don't have any problems. Okay, so once again, we're going to love, when we're halfway up that mountain in Ras al Khaima. Yeah, this is, what is it? Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's a story. This is a story. Every channel on YouTube has a story, right? And you're part of this story. You can be part of it. You're part of it right now. You're doing the chat. You're going to be part of it. You're going to follow me as I fly to Abu Dhabi. You're going to watch all the training. This is a story where you're part of it, right? So, doing the TRX because this is training, right? Training for rock climbing in Abu Dhabi. Because, oh, that's a great place. Tonight we're just doing the physical training. On another night we'll take some time on the internet to show people exactly where Abu Dhabi is. A lot of people really don't know. And we're not going to really be climbing exactly in Abu Dhabi either. We're going to be going to Abu Dhabi as our base. And then from there, we're heading off into the desert. Up into the canyons where we're going to be doing the climbing. Now, right now I'm stretching my back. I'm doing my arm muscles and my leg muscles at the same time. I'm really stretching a lot. Okay, I'm going to put the thing over here so you can see what I call the Spider-Man. Okay, the Spider-Man is so cool. It's how I end the TRX. Okay, to do the Spider-Man, you're going to just kind of like imagine you're on the top of a building and you're going to kind of like go into a position like this. Watch. Okay, you go way back. Now you bring yourself forward like you're perched right at the edge of a building. You're looking down at the street. And now every muscle in your body is tense and stretching, and then you come up like this. You're doing every muscle in your body. And then you come back. Oh, it feels great. So now put your head back, relax. That's the end of the TRX. If you get to that point with the TRX, you're going to be so happy. I mean, this is what this exercise is all about. It's being happy, it's having fun. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is the dynamic. This is called the elliptical exercise, right? So this is going to be, okay, we already did like a lot of the muscle stuff over there. This is not very hard to do, but this is kind of a repositioning of the muscles where they were working hard, they were working very dynamically, and now they're just going to kind of go into a phase where they're kind of relaxing. But if we just put them into total rest, that wouldn't be so relaxing for them. They would start to tense up even maybe. Human beings are kind of a walking animal. We used to walk for millions and millions of years when we were hunter-gatherers. We used to walk every day because we were migratory, and we love to walk. And this is one of the great machines they invented. We can basically walk while staying in the same place, so you don't have to go out and meet your neighbors or people on the street or something. You can just do this in your house. It's cool. Really feels good. And again, we're not going to get tired. Like I feel right now, I feel more invigorated than when I started. Much more. I translated an entire day, and I really pushed myself at the end. finish the one text I had to do, my goal for today, so I'd be able to do this stream. And it was at a moment where a lot of people would say, well, I've done enough work, now I can just relax. And then I was thinking, well, now I can invigorate myself and get ready for Abu Dhabi. I'm going to go in there and get some energy, right? And right now I feel a lot more energy than when I started. We're going to fly to Abu Dhabi. We're going to fly Emiratis. We're going to be there soon. I'm going to grab some barbells over here. Barbells are always good for just like, these are light ones. And as I move these up and down, just like, as we were talking about, we want to get every muscle in our body working, right? So what we didn't do over there with the TRX, or we didn't do on the mat, you know, we can do here, like in different directions. Okay, going forward, different ways, always symmetrical. Okay, now we're going to do, like, I'm not going to do anything for very long, just keep moving, rotating around. Next I'm going to do the wobble cushion. See the wobble cushion down here? This is one of the greatest inventions because what it basically is, it's a cushion that wobbles and you step on it and you really have to just keep your position on it because it's constantly, gravity is constantly trying to bring your body to the right or the left, and then your body, your brain needs to control all the muscles on both sides of your leg, on each leg, to keep yourself from losing your balance. And it's doing that at a millisecond pace, like every millisecond you're adjusting. So this is really good for your knees. Knees have problems because part of the problem is just in the brain. If you're walking and you don't have that millisecond control over your knee, you're going to force your knee because those muscles are not responding to support it in a certain direction. After you've walked a long time or run a long time without the millisecond response, that you know, it's going to cause impacts and things because you're not controlling it good enough. If you do the wobble cushion, your brain is going to have control over all the muscles all around your knees and be supporting it, and it knows. The brain is the most complicated thing in the universe. It knows how to control the muscles, but you gotta give it practice, and a good way to train it is with a wobble cushion, so that when you're out there running or walking or something, it'll be controlling those muscles and you won't get any kind of knee injury. So that's what we're doing now. There's other things you can do besides a wobble cushion, but some of them are a little bit more difficult to set up. Like, you know, there's those straps that they set up between trees and you can kind of balance on those. The wobble cushion is just like an excellent thing you can balance on inside of a room. They're not expensive to buy, so I recommend everybody get one. Okay, now we're going to go back over to the mat because we got to do some yoga now. Okay, because yoga, it's not some weird Eastern religion or something. I mean, it is, but it's actually something that anyone can do. I mean, you got to do this stuff, right? It's very, very important. So we got to do all parts of our core muscles before we head on out. We're gonna do this broadcast in two ways tonight. We're gonna do first in the room, and then we're gonna go out onto the balcony to see the night. There's the moon out there, and we're gonna continue out there with some other exercises, specialized ones, including the hangboard. I'll show you tonight how to use the hangboard. So that's going to be very educational in the second part. for the video. So we're going to do the core muscles now, but all around, okay? Right now we're doing the front, okay? You don't want to injure your back by doing too many of these, but a few of them is like really good. Feel those muscles, okay? We're going to do it in all directions though, not just in the front. We're going to do the sides, and we're going to do in the back too. So this is the front. And don't do too many of the fronts before you do the sides and the back, okay? Just rotate them in series. So that's pretty good for the front. I mean, it's better than nothing, right? And now we're going to use to our advantage the moment that we're going to move a little bit by stretching a little bit, doing some different kinds of things. Now what we're going to do is, you can kind of see it's kind of like going out the side of the video, but you can see over here that I'm lifting the leg like a scissors, okay? Because this is getting this side, it's the left side. That's how muscles work. For me to lift something, to move something, the muscle's always contracting. And for me to lift this leg up, I gotta use these muscles on this side of my body. So that's how I'm lifting my leg, using those muscles. The first time I did this exercise was about 12 years ago, and I did like 12 of them, and really got sore the next day. Now I don't get sore anymore, I just kind of like do them, but the first time you do them, it's kind of hard. So do them, like if you have never done them, just do like 5 of them or so. And you can do more tomorrow if you're feeling a little bit sore. So now I'm stretching in this direction, grabbing, you can see I'm grabbing my foot and stretching. Not just stretching my leg, but I'm stretching my shoulder, my back, my neck, everything right now. Moving forward, stretching the top here too. We're talking about range of motion. We got to get our whole body so it can go into a lot of different positions. That's what range of motion is all about, right? So we're going to just keep, okay, here we go. Do like a little bit of stuff. And now we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to lift this leg up. Okay, there we go. Once again, we're going to do all around the core. First we did the stomach. Now we're going to do both sides. Okay, this arm can go like in different positions as you're doing it. Okay, move your head in different positions. Relax. Realize you're getting invigorated and you're having fun. We're not doing anything too long to get ourselves tired or bored. Okay, so that's the key. Just have fun with it. Okay, now I'm going to have some fun here by sitting like this, stretching out the front of my legs, the front of my lower leg, because you see how my feet are pointed back. And now, if I push up, I can really feel myself stretching the lower back. If you stretch the lower back, you avoid back problems. And I know I used to be like basically an invalid. About 20 years ago, I could hardly walk. I was translating full time, sitting in my chair, and I really just couldn't even walk. Even on the weekend, I could hardly get in my car to go for a drive because my back hurt so bad. But then I just had a kind of an insight, and I said, well, maybe it's because it's weak and it's not able to support itself. And so I started exercising more, and it gradually got better and better. Right now it's working pretty good. It's working really good. And we're going to go climbing. We're going to fly Emiratis. If I haven't told you before, those of you who are just joining, fly Emiratis. We're going to go to Abu Dhabi and we're going to rock climb there. Okay, so now we did that side, we did that side, we did the front, we did the TRX, we did the jumping, we did the elliptical. We've done a lot of exercises, but we haven't really done the back exercises yet. And they're one of the most important ones. Okay, we want to get them strong. So remember, to move a muscle, to move a part of the body, you always have to contract a muscle. So if we want to work this back out, we got to pull our legs like up like this, right? And our hands up. So I'm going to do these things. So they have different names. I think some people call these Supermen. Okay, so I think if I'm putting the camera over here, you'll be able to see like the whole situation, because for those of you who have never done this before, you got to get like a global look at the body. So here we go. We're on the yoga mat again, and we're going to do the Superman. And okay, stretching once again. Okay, going forward. Take some time to like a little plank. Get up on your fingers, maybe just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to do the Superman. Okay, so the Superman is like this. You can basically see how I'm going to do. So I'm going to lift this arm up, and I'm going to lift up that leg. You don't do this a million times, right? You could actually hurt yourself. Just do it like 5 times the first time you do it. I used to do it 5 or 10 times until I could start to do it 30 times. And now I can just like do it quite a bit. And do it in different ways. Like right now I got my toes pointed, but now I'll put my toes on the mat, right? Because you should be able to do them in both ways. Sometimes I do it with my palms on the floor. Am I showing you everything? I'll back up a little bit so you can see my palms on the floor. Sometimes I'm coming down with my fingers, right? I'm doing everything different. Have a hand out here, over here. Okay, doing different things. Now I lift up a leg in a static way. You see my right leg up? Static way. And not to hurt the body or to strain the body, but to make the body feel good. Like you gotta make the back feel good, like it's getting strong. Oh, it's so great. I'm waking up those muscles, right? Waking them up. Waking them up. The muscles are really appreciating this, because you are the brain, right? And if you don't give the muscles opportunity to exercise, they're not going to like you. They want to exercise, right? That's what they're for. And they're going to raise up a rebellion in different ways. So exercise them, make them happy all the time. Like right now I'm stretching out my lower back. Look, I'll turn like this so you can see. I'm really curving this part by going down and just bouncing lightly, because I can feel that getting a little bit tense. And now I'm breathing a little bit, because when I feel myself breathing in, I feel that stretching even more. Not really with an acute pain, but with a little feeling like a good pain, you know, or not a terrible pain, but like a healthy pain. Yeah, this is my home. This is the back. This used to be, when we moved in here, this was just like a trash room, because it was just like, when we moved in, we had like a lot of boxes. We put them in here for years and years. And it was actually different rooms. And so we just got the idea, my wife got the idea to connect the rooms into one and expand. They were smaller rooms, and we expanded a wall over to there and gave it a little bit of a bigger space. So, and now it's dedicated. When my son was here, it was a chemistry lab, and we used to do a lot of experience with electrochemistry. And when he went away, it's an exercise room now. Okay, so look, I'm doing my legs now, my knees. Okay, look, I got my legs in a position like this, and now I'm just like forcing them a little bit. Okay, and it's good to force a little bit, not too hard. But you just gotta challenge everything a little bit, like wake it up, you know? Wake everything up. It's all about vibrant vitality. Okay, that's the name of the game. Okay, now I'm gonna stretch in this direction, lift a leg up, just having fun, doing different things, nothing hard. And remember, we're not going to get tired. We're going to feel better at the end than at the beginning. We're going to feel more energetic. Okay? When you make a kicky motion like this, have your toes peeled back. See how they're peeled back? It's just a good idea, because if you ever did make a motion like this, you don't want to just smash into stuff with your toes extended. Right, so let's do a few more pointers, shall we? Always stretch, always move, never get tired, right? And you say, well, I don't see Arnold Schwarzenegger making a thing like that. You know, it doesn't matter what you think. Don't think about your stereotypical ideas. Yeah, I'll bet he does do it too when the cameras are not watching him, because everybody that's successful for a long time with their body and not getting injured is constantly just doing things about vitality, waking up the body in different motions. That's what we're doing. Like, you may think I'm exercising my arm, but really, I'm kind of aware right now of my back. Okay, so I'm doing right now. Okay, we did the jumping, we got the core, we started the thing with the legs, and there's a lot of nights I work out a lot longer than this, but tonight, because I got started a little bit late, I'm just gonna, I'm kind of, not exactly in a hurry, but I want to move forward and do some exercises out on the porch. So I'm going to go out there. And when I go out there, there's a little problem, because I'm working on Wi-Fi. And there's a different Wi-Fi here than in that part of the house. So when I go walking over there, the Wi-Fi cuts out, and that stops the broadcast, and then I have to start a new broadcast when I'm there. So rather than just cutting out in a weird way, I'm going to end this broadcast, take like 2 or 3 minutes to move out there, and then we're going to resume. Okay, it's going to be the same broadcast, but two different parts. The first in the exercise room, and then the second part out there, because this is all about preparing fly Emiratis. We're going to Abu Dhabi, right? And so don't go away. We're going to go out to the porch. We'll be there like in 2 minutes.